Hello everyone. In our daily life, there are many occasions when we compare two quantities. Generally, we compare two quantities either to find the difference of their magnitude or to find the divisions of magnitudes. When we want to see how much one quantity is less than the other, we find the difference of their magnitude, and such a comparison is known as comparison of difference. In fact, when we compare two quantities of same kind of division, we see that we form a ratio of two quantities. So today, let us discuss something more related to this in our lesson comparing quantities. Ratio. Ratio is used when we have to compare two quantities. The ratio of two quantities of same kind and of same unit is a fraction that shows how many times is one quantity of other. To compare two quantities, the units must be same. Example, find the ratio of 3 km to 300 meter. First, we need to convert both the distances to the same unit. 3 km is equal to 3 multiplied by 1000 meter is equal to 3000 meter. Thus, the required ratio 3 km is to 300 meter is 3000 is to 300, that is equal to 10 is to 1. Comparison of ratios. Step 1. Obtain the given ratios. Step 2. Express each of them in the form of fraction. Step 3. Find the LCM of the denominators of the fractions obtained in step 2. Step 4. Obtain first fractions and its denominator. Divide the LCM obtained in step 3 by denominator to get number x. Now multiply the numerator and denominators of a fraction by x. Apply the same procedure to the other fraction. Now the denominators of all the fractions will be same. Step 5. Compare the numerators of fractions obtained in step 4. The fraction having larger numerator will be larger than the other. Equivalent ratios. A ratio obtained by multiplying or dividing the numerator and denominator of a given ratio by the same number is called an equivalent ratio. Here is an example showing equivalent ratio. Proportion. When two ratios are equivalent, then the four quantities are said to be in proportion. 1:2 and 4:8 are equivalent to each other, then 1, 2, 4, 8 are in proportion. Unitary method. Unitary method is in which we first find the value 1 of article from the value of given number of the articles, and then we use it to find the value of required number of articles. Value of one article is equal to value of the given number of articles upon number of articles, and value of required number of articles is equal to value of one article multiplied by required number of articles. Percent. The word percent symbolically is written as shown. It means in every 100 or per 100. To change a percentage to a fraction, write it as a fraction with the denominator 100 and simplify if possible. To change it into a decimal, change the fraction so obtain to a decimal. To change fractions and decimals to percentage, multiply by 100. Cost price. The money paid by shopkeepers to buy a good from a manufacturer or a wholesaler is called a cost price of the shopkeeper and is abbreviated by CP. Selling price. A price at which a shopkeeper sells the good is called the selling price of shopkeeper and abbreviated as SP. If the selling price of an article is greater than the cost price, then a shopkeeper makes a gain or a profit. Profit is equal to selling price minus the cost price. If the selling price of article is less than the cost price, then the shopkeeper suffers a loss. Loss is equal to CP minus SP. Profit per cent is equal to profit upon CP multiplied by 100. Loss per cent is equal to loss upon CP multiplied by 100. Loan. The money borrowed from any financial institution is known as loan. The amount of loan may be big or small depending upon the requirement of the borrower. Principal. The money borrowed by a borrower from a lender is known as principal or sum. Interest. The additional money paid by the borrower to lender for having used his money. Amount. The total money which borrower pays back to the lender at the end of the specified period. Simple interest. If interest is calculated uniformly on the original principal throughout the loan period, it is called simple interest. If P is the principal and interest rate is R% per annum, then interest on rupee 1 for T years is equal to rupees upon 100 multiplied by T. Hence, interest on rupees P for T years is equal to rupees in the bracket R upon 100 multiplied by T multiplied by P is equal to rupees P multiplied by R multiplied by T upon 100. So this was all about our lesson comparing quantities. One of the most basic real life application of mathematics we come across is when we deal with quantities. So comparing quantities and knowing the facts related to it is very important. Thank you, students.